Dust moves softly through the hills. The roads are dark. The lamps burn low. An order travels through the land. Forget the words, release the name. Become what power asks of you. But something underneath the stone has not forgotten who we are. An altar in the square and called the village out to bow. Some lowered eyes to stay alive. Some learned to serve the empire's law. My father stood where all could see. His answer split the quiet air. Not every chain is made of iron. Not every prison has a wall. Yehuda, Shimon, Elazar, Yonatan and Yochanan, 5 sons beside one aging man with little but the land they knew. The olive paths, the hidden roads, the ways winding through the stone. The land remembered every step and taught the hunted how to move. If they forbid the words we speak, we will remember them in silence. If they command the soul to kneel, the soul will learn again to rise. Judea rising through the night, not for a crown but for the right to speak the name, to guard the flame, to live without becoming them. Judea rising from the stone, for every prayer they try to own. Though darkness covers every hill, the covenant is living still. They came with armor, grain and gold, with ordered ranks across the plain. We carried hunger through the hills and learned to disappear like rain. We struck at dusk and left by dawn. The valleys hid us from their sight. We were too few to match their might, but numbers never make them right. Elazar saw the beast advance, a tower moving through the dust. He went beneath its crushing weight to strike the king he thought it bore. He never reached the temple courts. He never saw the lamps restored. Some lives become the road itself, and others walk it to the light. I do not praise the wound or blade. I do not glorify the fall, but freedom sometimes bears the names of those who never saw it come. Judea rising through the night, not for a crown but for the right to speak the name, to guard the flame, to live without becoming them. Judea rising from the stone, for every prayer they try to own. Though darkness covers every hill, the covenant is living still. We entered where the silence lay, the altar scarred, the stones displaced. The room still held the weight of hands that had profaned the sacred place. No royal treasure waited there, no river poured from hidden gold. One sealed vessel, little oil, the smallest thing that faith could hold. We cleaned the stone, we raised the wick, we spoke the blessing through our grief. And in a room that had known shame, a fragile flame became belief. Night after night, the light remained, not proof that suffering had meaning, not proof that war had made us whole, only a light against the dark and room enough to breathe again. Khamokha, Adonai. the empire's weight.
I do not ask
To leave unchanged,
No one walks through
fire the same. Only let what pain is taken, never take away the name.
Judea rising through the night,
Not for a crown, but for the right
to speak the name,
to guard the flame.
to live without becoming them.
Judea rising from the stone.
For every prayer they try to own,
Let every mountain answer still. The covenant is living still.
Judea rising through the years,
Through every law that silenced prayer,
but power ordered us to lose.
we carried home, we carried through. Dust wind falling, mourning in the hills. The stones remember. The lamp is burning, hand to hand. Judea rising still. Judea rising still.